Good morning, students. In last video session, we have gone through the potential energy and its derivation. Then, law of conservation of energy also we have learned. And today we are going to learn a new derivation of elastic potential energy, a type of potential energy. First, what is this elastic potential energy? Before I said, when you stretch a rubber band or a spring, what it is elongated. And when you stretch this, there is a restoring force is formed. The restoring force means when you stretch, when you are applying a force, the object stretch. When you leave that force, it restore back. That is what we are saying, restoring force. And this potential energy possessed in a spring is this deforming force. Deforming force means what? Restoring force or deforming force you can tell. So you are applying the force on a spring, and if you leave that force, the rubber band moves back. So there is some restoring force or deforming force. So it possesses what? Some potential energy. That is what we are saying, elastic potential energy. You can see the definition in page number 178. The potential energy possessed by a spring due to a deforming force which stretches or compresses the spring is termed as elastic potential energy. That is what I said. When you are applying the force on a spring, it stretches or compresses. It stretches or compresses. If it is stretching or compressing, it produces a deforming force. This deforming force, that is what here elastic potential energy. It is what the elastic potential energy we are saying. So energy possessed in rubber band, energy possessed in stretched object, any stretched object or compressed object, it possesses what energy? Elastic potential energy. So that is what about elastic potential energy definition. See, mark this definition in page number 178. This is also another 5-mark question, derivation for elastic potential energy. So first you have to write this definition. Now what the potential energy possessed by a spring due to a deforming force, which it is what stretch or compress the spring. That is what elastic potential energy. Now, expression, how we can find the expression? You can see this diagram, a symbol diagram on vertical wall. This diagram is enough for this explanation. On vertical wall, this is a vertical wall, this is a horizontal plane. So, one spring is attached. So consider a spring mass system. A spring is attached with a mass. So you can consider a spring mass relation or spring mass system. Here you can see mass is attached on a spring and the spring which is attached on a vertical wall. Here you can see x equal to 0. This is an equilibrium position. Equilibrium position means what? Before stretch, the position of the spring is where? Here. Before stretching. That is what x equal to 0. We can tell equilibrium position. So consider a spring mass system. Mass is attached with the spring. Here you can see x equal to 0. This is what we are saying, equilibrium position. And you see now the spring is, one end of the spring is attached to where? A vertical wall, and another end of the spring is attached to mass. Simple thing. You can write like a story. One vertical wall, one spring, one mass. One end of the spring is attached to a vertical wall, another end of the spring is attached with the mass. So that is what the spring mass system. Now x equal to 0. It means what? Equilibrium position. Now assume that the spring is in its equilibrium position. Until the spring is in its equilibrium position, the potential energy acting on its water 0. Until the spring is in this position, the potential energy, it is in its equilibrium position, x equal to 0. So the potential energy is what? Potential energy is 0. As long as the spring is in its equilibrium position, what is 0? Potential energy is 0. Once you apply the force on the spring, you are applying the force on the spring. Applying the force means what? Just you are holding the mass and stretching like this. Simple thing, as we are doing this thing. If a rubber band means we used to stretch. The same thing here, one spring is attached with the mass, you are stretching. You are applying the force on this in this direction. Now what? Spring elongate. Spring elongate for a distance what? X distance. X distance. That is what? As soon as the spring is in its equilibrium position, its potential energy is 0. Now, when a force is applied on this, what is happening? When a force Fa is applied on this mass, what happened? The spring displaced at a distance x. So, at the x distance it is displaced. Now you are leaving this. When you are leaving, what will happen to this mass? It will go back. It will go back to its original position. That is due to the restoring force Fs. It is due to what? The restoring force Fs. So you can write Fa equal to Fs. But what here? Minus. You are applying the force to stretch this mass. This direction we are applying the force. This direction means x direction. And when we leave x direction, we are applying the force Fa. So we can tell Kx. It is what the spring formula Kx. We will derive from this F dot dr, and K means what? A spring constant. X means the displaced distance. So, you see, the formula is what? How much distance it is moved in this x direction, that much distance it is going back. That is what? Yes. In opposite direction. So, Fa equal to minus Fs you can do. Fa and Fs is equal, but in opposite direction. So here we can apply the Hooke's law. According to Hooke's law, we can write the formula Fs is equal to minus Kx. This is what Fs means, the restoring force. So Fs equal to minus Kx means, what is this? Fa. What is this Fa? So Fa you can write plus Kx. Here negative sign indicate what? Negative sign indicate the displacement which is in the restoring force, which is in the opposite direction to applied force. Applied force means Fa. So here positive sign means what? in x direction. This is minus x direction, vector notation. So you can use the potential energy formula. What U is equal to F dr. U is equal to, so elastic potential energy we can find from this formula F A dot dr. Now we can write this with the magnitude of U is equal to magnitude of Fa dot dr along with its component cos theta. Okay. Now we can write this what are Fa. Magnitude of Fa is what? Magnitude of Fa is kx. And dr means dr cos theta. First you have to find the cos theta. Cos theta you have to find the, here dr means what? The displacement. Dr means the displacement. How much it is displaced? X distance. So you can use dr cos theta equal to what you can use? Dx. Displacement, a small displacement, dx you can take. What is this cos theta? Cos theta values already we have found the last one. This displacement and applied force in the same direction, so there won't be any angle between them. So theta is what? 0, cos theta equal to 1. So we can write what? Dx. We can write the theta equal to 0, cos theta equal to 1. So you can write the dx, only the displacement. Now use this formula. You can keep this as equation 1. Now from equation 1, Fa actually why we are integrating here in this spring mass system, this much distance displacement is there. What are x distance from equilibrium position, 0 to x distance, what is there? Displacement is there. So for this much distance we have to find out the work done. How much work done, energy we used, that is what we are finding. So when we find this, we have to use what? The limit from 0 to x. So 0 to x. Then only for the full length we can find out. Dx means what? Dx is a small component, only for small component. This is what we are integrating to find out the whole displacement. Dx means only for particular distance. So now what is this? Fa is equal to, U is equal to, Fa means what? Kx, then dr means dx. Limit to 0 to x, because from equilibrium position potential energy is 0 and it is displaced at a distance x. For that whole distance we are finding. Now 0 to x. So u is equal to, we can integrate this. K is a constant, take it outside, 0 x and x dx. It is in the form what? X dx integration is what? X power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So here 1 is there. So x power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 is equal to x square by 2. This is the integration for x dx. So you can apply this. U is equal to k into what all? X square by 2. 0 to x. Now apply the limit, upper limit. U is equal to k x only, no? So x square by 2 minus 0. So what we will get? We will get u equal to k x square by 2. This is what you can write. So u is equal to 1 by 2 k x square. This is what derivation for elastic potential energy if the equilibrium position is 0 and the potential energy is 0, means we can use this 1 by 2 kx square. Suppose potential energy is not 0. Potential energy is not 0. Here some position, initial position to final position. We are fixing the position, means you can use the same formula for u is equal to half k x initial position to x final position. So you can use what this formula from final position to initial position. Again I am writing here u is equal to what 1 by 2 k x f square minus x I square. So this is the equation we are using if the potential energy is not 0. Suppose the displacement is from some initial position to final position, you can use this. So first all of you go through this derivation. It is one of the important derivation. You can see in the page number 178 and 79 a 5-mark question. For that, first you have to write the definition for elastic potential energy. Potential energy which possessed what by a spring due to a deforming force when it is stretched or compressed is termed as elastic potential energy. You have to use that. Then you have to use the definition from page number 178. And then you can draw this diagram. Then explain. How you can explain? You see, just a vertical wall, a horizontal table, a mass is moving with a spring. So consider a spring mass system, and what a mass is kept on a table which is attached with what a spring. Now one end of the spring is attached with vertical wall and another end of the spring is attached with what mass, and x equal to 0, that is what the equilibrium position. Now equilibrium position means as soon as this what the spring is in this position, the potential energy is what 0. So once you move this, the potential energy, you see here, you move this mass, the spring extends some distance x. So we are applying the force Fa on the mass. It moved some distance x, and if you leave that, what will happen? It move back. So there is a restoring force. Fs is acting. So according to Hooke's law, we can write Fs equal to minus kx. Fs equal to what now? Minus kx. So this direction minus kx means opposite direction what will be there? That is what we are writing. Fa is equal to minus Fs. So Fa is what? Plus kx. Now elastic potential energy you can find from this potential energy formula. U is equal to F dot dr. Here Fa means what? Fa means kx. Fa means kx And for dr vector, we can use dr cos theta. So here theta is 0. The same thing, because what now? There is displacement and applied force in that same direction. So theta value is 0. You can use theta 0 and dr we can write dx. Dx means for the small displacement, but we are integrating this to find out for the whole displacement. The spring is extended from this position to this position. X distance it is extended for a small distance dx. That is what we are taking dx and we are integrating that. So we will get the displacement for the whole displacement. So u is equal to kx dx. Here k is constant, taking the k outside. Now x dx is remaining. You all know the basic integration. X dx means what? X power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. Here x power 1 is there. X power 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1. So x square by 2. X square by 2. That is the integration. So x square by 2. Applying the limit 0 to x. From this to this. Now, what are? Applying upper limit, lower limit. X square by 2. Then what are? Minus 0. So kx square by 2. That is what you can write 1 by 2 kx square. This is in the case potential energy is 0. That means here x position, equilibrium position 0. Suppose this position, you are elongating the spring from a position, initial position to a final position. Then you can use this equation of k x of square minus xi square. So mark this page number 178 and 79. You can study this. Now the next important question is, this is also an important question. Next one is conservative and non-conservative force. Conservative and non-conservative force. You can see on table. The difference is important. You have to learn that table 4.3 conservative, non-conservative, force, conservative force and non-conservative force. Here, assume that one object is at this position. You are lifting this object at the height h. The same object you are lifting in this path. The same object you are lifting in this path. So here the path you are moving is not a problem when you lift the object because it is the gravitational force which is acting on this object is what? The same. Everywhere, any path you can choose to reach from this initial position to final position. Any path you can use to reach the object, you can lift the object from this initial to final position, you can use any path. But the thing is what? The gravitational force which you are applying to do this work is what? Work is same. So we can tell this what? Conservative force. So the work done against the gravitational force is same as long as this what? Path between this initial position and the final position. In between this initial position and the final position, the work done by using this gravitational force is what? Same. It is what we are saying, conservative force and non-conservative force. The same thing. You are moving this object, this distance A to B, then B to C, then C to D. So this path, this path, this path, finally this path. Now, now you are moving this object from here. So what some work has to be done, or against some force has to be applied to move this object from the position A to B. Now when you are moving this object from the position A to B, you see there is a friction producing here. That is what due to this frictional force, the work done between this path is different. The work done won't be same. For this path, some work done. Maybe for this path, some more work done. For this path, some work less has to be done. So work done is different in its path between this initial position and final position. So it is due to the frictional force. So that is non-conservative force. Here frictional force is a non-conservative force. Also air resistance. You are running from here to some distance. You know that when we are running opposite, we will feel air resistance. Due to this air resistance, the work done will be different in the path between the initial position and the final position. So that is what we are saying non-conservative force. The same thing, you are drop something inside the oil. You are dropping this a stone inside a oil. Now you know there also some resistance will be there. That is what viscous force we are saying, viscous force. So due to all this, the work done between this path from this initial position to final position will be different. That is what we are saying non-conservative force. Now here some difference is given in page number 4.3. 5 differences are there. First one is work done is independent of path. Here independent of path. Here dependent. This is first difference. You see, work done is independent of path. You can move from this initial position to, you can lift the object from this position to this position, initial position to final position, this way, this way, this way. Any path you choose. Conservative force is independent of path. But here it depends on path. Work done is dependent on path. So here work done is varying. So work done is depending on the path. And the second difference is work done in a round trip is 0. Round trip is 0. Here not 0. So this conservative force is independent of the path. So round trip is 0. This is depending upon the path. So round trip won't be 0. Here some work done, here some work done, here some work done, here. So the round trip is not 0, but it is not depending on the path. So work done is the round trip is 0. When you are reaching from initial position to final position, conservative force, round trip is always 0. Work done is 0. And here the work done is not 0. Third one is energy In conservative force, total energy remains constant or here dissipated. Here dissipated. Here total energy remains constant. The total energy producing gravitational potential energy. We are lifting this from initial position to final position. Gravitational potential energy remains same. That is what the total energy is. When you are moving, this gravitational potential energy changes to some other energy. Again, what the gravitational potential energy, total energy remains same. Law of conservation of energy. Energy cannot be made or destroyed, but it can be changed from one place to another place. It can be changed from one form to another form. That is what here happening. What the total energy remains same. Here energy is dissipating because work done is different. Frictional force, due to frictional force, due to viscous force, due to air resistance, some heat is forming. You are running very fast, opposite air resistance is there, but you will feel hot. You are rubbing these two hands, frictional force producing between these two hands, heat is producing. That is energy is dissipated as heat energy. Due to this frictional force, energy is dissipating. Dissipating means lose. Energy is losing as heat energy. That is the fourth one. Then work done is completely recoverable. There not recoverable. Recoverable. Then they are not completely recoverable. Not completely. The thing is the same thing. Energy is completely recoverable. Conservative force, energy is completely recoverable. And non-conservative force, energy is not completely recoverable because energy is already lost, dissipated as heat energy. Here, total energy is constant, so energy can be recovered. So, and the last one is work done is recovered. Work done and energy means all are same only. Now, last one is force in the negative gradient or potential energy, but here not such a relaxed section. So minus kx plus kx. So negative gradient also we can use potential energy. That is what the last one, but here we cannot. So these are the difference between comparison. There is a question. Comparison of conservative and non-conservative force. It is very important. A 3-mark question. 5 difference. 3-mark question means you have to write 3 difference. So you can learn this. First one is what? Work done is independent of the path. And non-conservative force, work done is dependent of path. And work done. Here round trip is 0. Here work done in a round trip is not 0. And here total energy is conserved, constant. And here the total energy is dissipated as heat energy. Then work done can be completely recoverable. Here not completely recoverable. And the last one is force we can put it in the negative gradient also, but there we cannot. This is the difference, page number 4.3. You can study this on important 3-mark question and the 5-mark question, elastic potential energy. Both you have to learn and practice this derivation for elastic potential energy. See you all. Bye bye. Thank you.